John was a budding songwriter with dreams of becoming a star. He had written dozens of songs and was eager to record his first album. One day he sat with his guitar, his pencil and paper, ready to write another masterpiece, but feeling quite the opposite. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't get past writer's block. Has that ever happened to you? Have you ever struggled writing a song? I know I have. Writing a song is not the easiest thing to do, but here in this video, I'm gonna show you 5 songwriting exercises that you should know that's gonna help you move past writer's block, and it's also gonna help inspire you to write better songs. I'm even going to include my favorite exercise at the very end, so stay tuned for that. Let's do it. This first exercise comes from the world-renowned musician David Bowie, and it involves writing some song ideas and drawing them out of a hat. I call this one Song Ideas Out of a Hat. Here's how to do the exercise. Find a piece of paper, find a pencil, write down your lyric ideas on the piece of paper, tear them up into small pieces, and put them into a hat. About 20 will do just fine. The words can be as random as you want them to be. If you're struggling, just literally look around the room and pick out objects that you can see. Sky, backpack, computer, headphones. Why not? If you want to, you can also include emotions in this. That will make your song at the end a little bit more interesting. I am literally just tearing these out, but if you have a scissors, that would be great. Would recommend. Now we can put all of our pieces of scrap paper into a hat and draw one out, maybe even multiple out to combine some of the words and thoughts you had and create a song around those words. So let's see what I draw. Microphone. What? And sad microphone. It's going to be a hit. I can already tell. But remember, the goal isn't to write a hit. The goal is to get those creative juices flowing. You just want to start writing. And sometimes all it takes is a little bit of inspiration to do that. Get creative with it. Be silly. That's totally fine. And this exercise is actually how David Bowie wrote some of his songs. He used a similar technique and would combine random words that he pulled from a hat. Doesn't stack up to my favorite exercise, but it's pretty fun to do. If you're interested in learning about songwriting or music production, I help artists just like you get better at each of those crafts. I release regular content that helps you become a better artist. Consider subscribing if you want to join the community. Let's move on to number 2. Okay, this next one is pretty self-explanatory, but it can be pretty powerful in making you write songs quickly. I also have a way of playing it that will make it more fun. This one is called Giving Yourself a Time Limit. I know what you're thinking, these titles are really good, and yes, thank you. This one is a timed songwriting exercise. If you're struggling with writing songs slowly, this is going to help you pick up the pace. There are a number of ways you can choose how much time you give yourself to write a song. You can simply choose a number like 20 minutes, or you can let fate decide by rolling the dice. Keep in mind, the less time you have, the harder this gets, but sometimes those restraints can lead to some cool creations. To roll the dice, we're going to go to a place called calculator.net/dice roller, link in the description below. I'm going to choose I'm feeling spicy, so maybe 3 dice. I'll choose 4 dice. And now I'm going to roll the dice. And voila, 15. I get 15 minutes to write my song. How fun is that? I use this exercise whenever I feel like writing lyrics is too much work. It really helps to make things a little bit more interesting and fun, because that's really the thought of writing songs. It shouldn't be hard. I don't really use these first 2 exercises nearly as much as these last 3 exercises, though. On to exercise number 3. This one I'm calling Songwriting Prompts. Sometimes while you're songwriting, you really just don't know what to write about. This exercise or technique solves that. All you have to do for this exercise is find a songwriting prompt online that will help you determine what you should write your song about. If you're looking for a resource, I actually have one available for free on my website. I've created 101 songwriting prompts to help you get started with this very exercise. So let's go to that right now. What about a song about growing up too fast or slow? Or if you're not feeling that, maybe a love song for someone you've only seen from afar. Or maybe even an ode celebrating summer days, spent outdoors. This is a list of 101 song prompts, so if you don't like one, you can just go to another one. Link in the description below. Once again, go check it out. Those first 3 were some fun songwriting games that I will use occasionally if I'm feeling a little bit bland with my songwriting. But these next 2 are actually songwriting techniques I use almost every day. This next exercise I'm going to call the theme brainstorm. This is the exercise I use most often, hands down. It's not my favorite, but it's the one I use most often. The way this exercise works is before I start writing any lyrics at all, I take some time to brainstorm relevant ideas to the beat that I'm listening to. Sometimes I'll put ideas, phrases, objects, adjectives, whatever I'm feeling at the time. I'm literally just brain spewing onto the paper. I will separate my lyric sheet into 2 parts. One is for ideas, one is for my actual lyrics. And once I have that, I will first, before writing anything over here, I will just keep brainstorming ideas and feelings and thoughts I have about listening to the music. After I've filled out this side, I will select some of the words that I like better than others and try to fit them in to my actual lyrics on this side. I'm not trying to use all of these words. I'm just trying to create a palette for myself so that I can actually paint a picture with the rest of the song lyrics. I found that this stream of consciousness flow has led me to some really great song lyrics. If I'm stuck using a particular word or phrase that I chose before, maybe I'll go back and I'll just choose a different one. I'll also use this in combination with some of my favorite tools online, which would be a thesaurus, thesaurus.com, and rhymezone.com, which is a rhyming dictionary. If that word or phrase I chose isn't working, I'll go to thesaurus and maybe find something similar that conveys a similar idea. If I'm still struggling trying to find a rhyme for a particular word, I'll type it into rhymezone.com and go from there. If you want a more in-depth tutorial on how specifically I use thesaurus and rhymezone.com, then let me know in the comments below. I'd be happy to help you out. This technique helps me stay focused and write songs fast. If you flip through my lyric book, every single one of the songs I write uses this same brainstorm technique. I also use it as a great place to take notes on what the client wants from a song. It's a win-win. All right, now on to my favorite songwriting exercise and one that I use fairly frequently. I'm calling this one character writing. One of the biggest blocks to writing a song is yourself. The reason that you're stuck in writer's block is because you're in your own head. Your ego gets in the way of putting pen to paper. If you wanted to, you could probably write some hot garbage in 30 seconds and have a full song. But deep down, you know that that's not good enough. You know you'd never show the world that song. This exercise is all about shattering those preconceived notions and those sometimes unrealistic goals that you set for yourself. And the way to do it is by writing a song as if you were somebody else. It sounds wild, but for me, it works. Sometimes this is all it takes for me to push past writer's block. When I picture myself writing as somebody else or for somebody else, or even in a genre I don't normally work in, all of those expectations I have for myself disappear. I'm much more likely to just put things down on paper and get songwriting when I know that it's not going to be released under my name. Sometimes I'll pretend that I'm writing the cringiest pop song imaginable and I'll try to make it extremely extra cringy. Sometimes I'll pretend I'm writing an old country song. Sometimes I'll sing in an accent. I'm trying to get out of my head with something that I have low expectations for so I can just get songwriting. Now, a lot of times these songs aren't the songs that I'm gonna release, but that's not the point. The point is to start songwriting. Oftentimes, once you get the ball rolling with songwriting, you feel like you're in a flow. Maybe write one song in an accent, and then afterwards, you'll feel inspired to continue writing songs for yourself. You're trying to get your songwriting gears in motion again. There's no guarantee that this song is ever gonna be released by you or put on your album, so don't worry about it. Not only are you actually putting pen to paper and writing songs, but you're getting better at the craft. On top of all of this, it will absolutely improve your songwriting skills as well. And it's pretty fun to do. Give it a try. This really is my favorite exercise on the list. If you enjoyed this video, I have another video that I think you'll find really interesting. It's called How to Write a Song as If You Are a Complete Beginner. And even for advanced songwriters, there's some cool tips in there that are gonna help you improve your songwriting. You can click on that up here and watch it. Always keep in mind, the more songs you can write, the better you're gonna get at it. If you're stuck in your own head and stuck and stifled by perfectionism, then that's not really achieving what you want to. Songwriting is complicated, but it doesn't have to give you a headache. It can be a fun and creative process, I promise. Come check out these exercises whenever you're feeling uninspired, and I promise you can move past that writer's block. Peace out.